What's going on, everyone? We are back and we are talking about a super easy and new player friendly farming strategy for 3.22 Dota. No sextants, no scarabs, no crazy juicing. You're just gonna go, make currency, keep moving, keep plugging away. It is a great way of making some currency. Now, whenever I make a video like this, I always get comments, oh, you can't even make a spreadsheet or something like that. Look, you hit that subscribe button. If this channel gets bigger and I can put more time in it responsibly, I will make you all the damn graphs you want. I'll do full color spreadsheets. Now, the first thing you have to do almost any farming strategy is you need to get your Atlas points, or at least a good amount of them. If you hit G, you will see you need to fill this Atlas. I have 108 out of 115 of my Atlas done. I have not all of the unique maps, but that is perfectly fine. 108 out of 115 is more than enough to do most farming strategies. Now, if you don't know how to complete your Atlas, or you do know but you don't have a great way of doing it very quickly, I made a great video about how to complete your Atlas incredibly fast to get more points for your Atlas passive tree. So after this video, if you need that, go over, check out that video, start getting some of these points so we can start, really honing in on what things we want to focus on when we are mapping. So what are we looking at here? Well, we are focusing on map sustain. I'll explain that in a little bit. So we are taking a lot of chance for one monster in each of your maps to drop an additional connected map. We are going to be putting some points into essences, the searing Exarch altars, some quantity, because quantity on your maps is always good. And then we are talking about the final boss dropping invitations, synthesized maps, Elder Guardian Shaper maps, and Conquest maps. So we are going to go up here, straight up the middle, to get these. Chance for a monster drop an additional connected node. My dog just jumped off my lap and hit the mic. Hopefully that isn't loud and I don't have to edit it. But we go up here, get the connected map nodes. 2% chance, 2% chance, all of these. We get some maps to be duplicated. That is going to over sustain with this strategy in certain aspects that I'll explain. Over here, some more map duplication and all that. And then, of course, the essence down here. So this, I will leave this just like this for a second. You can pause it if you want to copy this. So why all of those connected map nodes? Well, we are going to pick which maps we do by using the favored slots. Favored slots you unlock when you do certain things. Like, I don't have this one unlocked. I would have to defeat Sirius, Awakener of Worlds, to unlock this one. I hate him with a passion. You do not need every favored slot unlocked for this. I suggest 4 to 5 to make it comfortable. 5 is ideal. Any more than that is just gravy. So what do we do? Well, the connected nodes, as you see, these maps are connected. So if I am running a Bone Crypt map, there is a high chance that one monster in that map is going to drop a Primordial Blocks map or a Mineral Pools map, because they are connected on the tree. Now, the two maps that I run, and I think they are amazing for this league, are Beach and Strand. Now, the reason these icons are up here is because the Maven witnessed them. Ignore this little icon for now. It has nothing to do with the strategy. But I like ping-ponging between Beach and Beach and Strand. They are very straightforward. I'm going to run each to show you the layout during the strategy. But you would put maybe 3 for your Strand and 2 for your Beach if you have 5. If you have more than that, put more for Strand and then a couple more for Beach, so that when the connected map drops, and it is almost guaranteed to drop during the map, you are going to just ping pong between them. You'll get a bunch of Strand, start running Strand. You'll get Beach, run Beach. It'll drop connected map, and because these make them super more likely to drop, it will almost always pick the map you have favored. That is the opposite. And even sometimes in Beach, you'll drop some Beach maps. Sometimes in Strand, you'll drop some Strand maps. Also, since they start at a very low tier, if you plan to do Strand and Beach, keep in mind you can do this with any of these maps. You can ping pong between them. Say if you wanted to do Crimson Temple, you could pick something next to Crimson Temple, because Crimson Temple can drop the Apothecary card. It's very unlikely, but if you do, that's some big money. So I enjoy doing beach and strand. I think they're amazing connected maps, but you can do it with any map. It doesn't have to be those two. Also, if you are going to do beach and strand, you are going to want your watchstones, because they, without the watchstones, start at a very low tier, and you need tier 14 plus maps for this to work. Now, you can run them white with not being juiced if you cannot normally run tier 14 to 16 maps. That is okay. You are going to get currency to make your build stronger. You'll be able to do them easily. But you're going to want to get the 4 watchstones if you do these 2 maps by killing the Searing Exarch, the Eater of Worlds, the Uber Shaper, and the Maven. If you cannot kill them by yourself, and I am on, you can whisper me at Safe on Talk. If you have the invitation, I can kill them for you. I have a build that's very good at it. Doesn't bother me at all. Or you can buy a carry from /trade 820. Someone will boss carry. Or you can go to the TFT Discord, go to the boss carry section, and get them that way. Now, you do not need all 4 if you do higher tier maps, because you can see even without one of the watchstones, this is still a level 16, whereas something like Peach would not be. So you could ping pong between higher tier maps if you do not have all of the watchstones yet, but I do highly suggest you get them. Alright, so what are we doing here? Well, we are prioritizing killing the boss to make him drop boss maps that you can resell or run if you really want. They are fun, especially if you have a good build for it. You can do it without worrying about dying. It's not a problem to run it, but for the sake of a farming strategy, you will most likely be selling them. We are also getting the Searing Exarch altars, which are very, very powerful for currency. We are doing essence, and we are prioritizing stuff that not only self-sustains, but we can just keep running. Aren't doing harvest where you have to stop. Aren't doing legion where you have to wait for the timer, do all the crystals. Not doing anything like that. We're just going. So you're just starting off and you're thinking, well, I don't have a lot of either of those 2 maps, beach or strand, or the map that I want. Well, here's what we're going to do. This wandering path is going to 100% and double these small nodes. So these connected nodes, these duplication nodes, they are going to double. These nodes, the bigger ones, they are going to turn off. They will do absolutely nothing. But Wandering Path is going to make it so we will always 100% for one monster drop an additional connected map. Not to mention there's a 29% chance that they will be duplicated. So all you need really is 1. So if I run this strand map and I run through it, and it is not easy to basically full clear something like strand because it is a straight line. You run through, you are going to find a connected map with one of the bosses. Not to mention bosses or enemies will drop maps normally, so you are very likely to get other maps that may not even be connected, but maybe garbage maps that are just important for this strategy that I will explain later. So you will just run through strand. It is a incredibly straightforward map. It is a straight line, so it's very hard to miss a lot of people. You're going to be looking out for the Searing Exarch altars that will pop sometimes, and you will get a better chance of getting reward drops from these Searing Exarch monsters. So as I clear this, eventually I will get a map drop. Hopefully this will work with me and do it before I get to the end, so I don't have to keep pretending to talk to stop a silent spot in the video. And it is going to fight me. Okay, there's 2 malformation maps. See, that is a rare occurrence, but it can happen. You will notice that malformation is another map that is connected to the strand map. But it did drop duplicated. Now, when you get these white maps, you can put them in your tab because we are still going to be using them. We are not going to be selling them. We're going to be using them. Now, usually that would be a beach map. That is duplicate. That is a bad example. You'll have to run another one. Most of the time, it will drop the strand or the beach map because you have beach favored. Now, I only have beach favored twice. If I wanted to guarantee it a little bit more, I could do 3 on beach. Each one of these exponentially increases your chance of dropping them. Now, while you're mapping, these are the red altars that are going to pop. They give you a downside for a upside, which, for example, this one is. The Eldritch minions will gain a ton of evasion rating, but you have a chance to drop a rusted cartography scarab and a 2.8 chance for them to drop an additional chaos orb. Now, evasion rating, since I am a on-hit build, is not ideal, but I know my build can do it, so I'm going to click it, do that. There's a rusted cartography scarab. You'll get a bunch of chaos orbs and other stuff like that while you run. Now, if the downsides are too strong for you, you can take the point out of this, where there's a 50% chance to have an additional upside, but the downside will be increased by double. You can unspec out of this if you find the altars are too hard for you. And you will see this was the very next map. 2 beach maps right there. See, so you will over sustain. You will get extra maps. Mostly the ones you want. Some other trash maps that you aren't planning on running, but hold on to them. We have a purpose for them that I'll show you near the end. Now, once you have a bunch of maps saved up, I suggest, 10, 15, 20 of the ones you want, and some extra trash maps that dropped. You can use a Orb of Unmaking, respec out of this to turn these nodes back on, so you have a better chance of the boss dropping boss maps. Now, for the essence monsters and the essence crystals you find, you want to use a Essence of Corruption on any one that has purple ones. See how they all are colored? A purple one that starts with M, E, D, or S. Misery, Envy, Dread, Scorn. Now, do you see any purple ones here? No, this is blue. Now, the purple and blue do look relatively similar. But if you were ever wondering, should I do it? Does it start with M, E, D, or S? Meds? No, it does not. So I will not be right-clicking and using a Essence of Corruption on it. What this does is it has a chance to upgrade one of those 4 into the essences that are worth 15 to 25 chaos, basically. But this one does not, so I'm just going to kill it normally. Okay? Pick up the essences, put them in your stash, go about your day, keep just trucking through the map. Beach, I'm running beach. This is another one. Arena map just dropped. I'm going to pick that up. Another one, very straightforward. You just keep running straight. The boss door will almost always be up and a little bit to the left. There's another strand map. See, getting tons of maps. Don't have to go on TFT. Don't have to do that bullcrap on the trade site to get maps. You're going to get plenty of maps. As far as the maps, when you run them, I do suggest that you chisel your maps. Always chisel them when they are white, so they get 5% at a time, up to 20. And then either use an Orb of Alteration on them, or use an Orb of Alchemy on them, depending on the strength of your build and what you can do. Okay? That is important, but it's not completely necessary. If the only way you can do a tier 14 to 16 map is doing it completely white with no mods on it, that's perfectly fine, but you can at least chisel it if you have chisels, and usually you can use an Orb of Alteration on it, because it is not going to give it, like, usually anything crazy, 1 or 2 mods at a time, and even then you can use an Orb of Alteration just to change this to something you can do. So you're getting all of these maps. I have a map tab. You may not have one, it's fine, just put them in a stash tab. You're going to be getting boss maps. Now, you can either save these up and sell them in bulk on TFT. I'm going to stay away from that strategy on this, since I want this to be more new player friendly, and as soon as you just give them TFT and they have to join a Discord and learn all this stuff, it gets kind of annoying. But what you can do is just sell them singularly. Now, I use a program called Awakened PoE Trade. So I have a shortcut. When this program's running, I can hit Control D while my game is in windowed full screen. Will not work on full screen. It has to be windowed full screen when you use this program. I hit Control D. It is going to price check this. Make sure you are on Ancestor League up here at the top with this. Sometimes it can default to something else, but you could see on average I can probably sell this for 38 chaos if I want a quick trade, or if I want to wait, I can put it for 40 chaos. You could sell these singularly. Same with the Elder maps. Control D. I could sell these for 12 to 13 chaos a piece. Shaper maps. 7, 8, maybe 9 chaos, probably 9 chaos. If I want a quick trade, 10 if I want to wait. You can sell them singularly or get a whole bunch, sell them in bulk on TFT. With the essences that you get, I have a essence tab, and it's got this cool button called Upgrade, because every 3 will upgrade to the next tier, and you can literally just click upgrade and then click all the ones that are highlighted to upgrade them. Now, if you do not have an essence tab, that is perfectly fine. You can take 3 or more of anything, go to any vendor, sell it. They will upgrade for free anything. You can do it that way. So you do not need an essence tab. It just makes life a little bit easier. It's quality of life for payment. Now, to sell the essences, you can do them one by one or in bulk. For example, if I want to sell 2 of these, you can see most people trade them for about 5 chaos per one. So if you don't want to do one at a time, you can type in 10 chaos for 2. That's how you would write that. 10 chaos for 2. The number of orbs that you want goes on the outside with a slash in the middle. Now, it will say 5 chaos a piece, but that should list it for 2 for 10 chaos, so you buy them, or you sell them 2 at a time. Now, these sometimes are better to sell on TFT, the Discord. If you have never used TFT before, this one might be a reason to use it. What you're going to do is join the TFT Discord. If you type in TFT, the Forbidden Trove, or anything, you will get the Discord link on Google. And then you will go to the Ancestors, Softcore or Hardcore, no matter what league you're playing, or Standard, whichever. And you will go to Bulk, WTS, which is Want to Sell. And you go to the Essences tab. Now you will see people have this really fancy, they all have a picture and they have this fancy ratio, ninja price, and all that. How do you get that? Well, you go to the TFT bulk selling tool, you log in with your account, I'm already logged in, and you select over here the tab that has your essences in it. Now I know it's in tab 6, and I'm going to put either all essences or high essences. We'll do high essences here, and we'll say asking price 100% of the ninja price. I will select the tab, and it is going to give me what my tab's worth. Now, I have not been doing, or I've sold my essences recently. I don't have a whole bunch. So my tab right now is worth 85 chaos, or about 0.41 divines. Now, what I would do is I would put my in-game name right there, and then I would put generate text, and it will copy it to the clipboard. And then I am going to paste that in there. Then I'm going to go back here, generate image. That's going to copy to the clipboard. I'm going to paste that, and there you go. You now have exactly that. You hit enter. You will get a message 95% of the time, almost immediately, because people are flipping these, because selling them singularly is more profitable. It just takes more time. So a decent way of making profit in PoE for some people is buying a ton of stuff like essences and flipping them one by one, because in the long run, you get more out of them. So you will get a lot of maps that you are not interested in. As long as they are tier 14 to 16, there is an incredibly fast and very easy, a very easy and profitable way of using them right now, because invitations, what you get for the Searing Exarch, when you complete this circle, remember you have to have this clicked, and it has to be tier 14 plus. Once you complete the pop in the map, which I'll show you in a second, you will get progress, and along with this, you have 10% chance to award double progress towards encountering the Searing Exarch. Once you fill this circle all the way, it'll take on average 24 to 25 with that Atlas node. At the halfway point, you are going to get an invitation that is not worth much, but I suggest you run it because it can drop a Polaric Devastation Ring as well as some decent currency when you run it, but it's not worth much. And then once you fill it all the way up, you will drop an invitation. And right now, the Searing Exarch's invitation is 200 chaos plus. This is the height of when it is worth the most. And what a lot of people think is in order to get this little notch to fill, you have to kill the boss. That is false. The only way to get progress, you will see there are 4 notches right here. The way to get progress is you can take this garbage map. It can be white. It doesn't matter. You can start it, and as soon as you see the red explosion and they spawn, you got the progress. So I'll show you right here. I'm going to ignore that delirium. As soon as the red pops, there's a map right there. Did you see that pop? that red pop and they spawn, you can get out. There you go. Another notch. 5. Now, when you get halfway, you have to kill the boss. The boss is what drops the invitations. So keep an eye out. When you get to right here, you are going to want to run the boss so you get this. Once you get to about right here, run a strand or a beach or just any other map and kill the boss, and they will drop you the invitation. So you do have to keep an eye on that. But you can keep doing this. And with it being 200 plus chaos for these invitations, and the you having all these garbage maps and doing it on average of 24 to 25, it is about 8 to 9 chaos every time you do this, and you can do it very quickly. So you do not need to sell these in bulk. You do not need to worry about them. You do not need to just chill in your stash and do nothing. You can make 9 chaos in about 15 to 20 seconds on average, and it builds up super quick. Last league I bought a whole bunch of maps for 1C off of TFT. That is a viable way to do this. Just say I want your tier 14 plus garbage maps, don't care what they are, 1 chaos a piece, and I bought like 600, and when I was bored, I didn't want to focus too much or at all, I would just run these like that for invitation farming. That's what you do with the garbage maps. Now, I highly suggest you either get a lot of town portal scrolls. You can buy them from vendors. You can use Orb of Alterations or Blacksmith Whetstones. You could sell them to vendors for Wisdom Scrolls and then buy Town Portals, I believe still, unless they change that. But you can use Town Portals, or you can use a Portal Gem. So you have a skill to give you unlimited Portal Gems. Now what I do is when I am doing this, on swap, I have a weapon, it's a cheap weapon, trigger a spell on using a skill with a 4-second cooldown, and I have Portal in it. So what I would do is when it pops, and I'm killing stuff and it pops, I hit F, which is my hotkey to switch my weapons. F, I am going to use my Cyclone. It will cast a portal, and I will hit F to switch back. That is it. So you can do it very, very quickly. So I can go F, click, F. Now, since I have auras in my shield, I have to recast them, which is fine with me, because usually when I put a new map in, it takes an extra second for it to activate. I turn my auras on right here, and then I go in and do it. Now, you can get something on your Switch that has the exact same auras on it. In that case, when you swap, it will not turn your auras off because you have them in the swap. But I don't really mind, since there's those 2 to 3 seconds. I can just turn them back on while I wait for the new portals to come up. And that is the gist of it, guys. We are map sustaining. We are running for boss map drops. We are going into Wandering Path to build up maps and then getting out of it once we feel we have enough to do quite a few runs. Get the Searing Exarch altars. On a side note before I forget, you want to take this right here, 50% chance to spawn a Searing Exarch altar when it first appears, when they first pop. Because when you kill that mob, right before you TP back home, take a peek if an altar spawns. If it's a good altar, say a chaos maybe. I do more than a chaos, so if there's a chance to drop certain scarabs, awakened sextants, orbs of annulment, I will just run the map because that is worth it for that. So always take a peek at the first altar. If it's not good, TP out, keep doing your invitation farming. But this is a great node because you can start running. You can start running good maps if you get a really good pop on the first altar. All right, so where was I? Well, like I said, we're self-sustaining, we're getting boss drops, we are doing invitation farming, and we are checking red altars and doing essences while we are just running. There's no mechanic that makes us stop, think about things too hard, and slow us down. It is very brainless. You do not need sextants, you do not need scarabs, you do not need anything. You can just start getting your own maps, and you can go. Before I get a bunch of comments, this is my cast on Crate Ice Spear. Follow on twitch.tv/SafeOnTalk. You can see my POB. I answer questions, and I help anyone looking to run this character. It is not very tanky, but damn, does it do a lot of damage. It is my favorite build. I'll probably do a video in the future. Again, subscribe if you want to see a breakdown of how to kind of do this character. But thank you, everyone. There will be notes probably in the description if while I'm editing I think of something I did not say, so always check the notes description And always check the comments. People always have great tips that I either forgot to mention or I didn't even think of. Because with you guys, I am also learning. I am not a PoE professor, but I am a veteran of this game, and I do love this game. So I really hope this video helps. Leave a comment below. Let me know what you think. Let me know what your starting build was, what you're playing now, what your strategy was. I'm always curious. I read them all. I try to answer as many comments as I possibly can, and get subscribed. And thank you, everyone, and I will see you on the next one.